A lot of you have been asking how the business started, or at least where I got the money from to start the business. So I'm going to make like the quickest timeline possible. I was 11 years old and it was either going to be a post boy for £4 an hour, but I decided because of Antiques Roadshow, I was going to buy and sell antiques. So I was buying pottery and like antique jewelry, and I was making like, say, £2 on every item from boot fairs. So that was the start. Then at 13 years old, in an antiques auction, there was power tools. So I started buying and selling power tools. Now we're talking margins of, say, £10. So I thought it was big money at the time. Same timeline, 2 years after, in a tool auction, there was a rider mower, and that was my first ever machine. So I think I was 15, 16 at the time. Bought my first rider mowers, like a Westwood or a John Deere, and then the ball started rolling for bigger machines. And in no time, the driveway filled up to these like massive John Deere batwing mowers and even compact tractors. And that was like my first big machines. Then slight break, went to uni, and after that in 2018 started Oakland Tractors, which was my sort of used tractor company, buying and selling tractors from Japan. So loaded my first container, didn't even load it full because I had no money to fill up the container. So it was quite silly when you think of logistics, paying all that money for a full one and only filling it like half full, but the game's a game. So that's how we started. And then that was it. They landed in the UK, sold my first compact tractors, and the capital started expanding since then. So obviously loads of containers down the line, selling these brand new Chinese implements for tractors, and that's how the China game started. So in some of these tractor containers, there'd also be these used diggers, really sort of rough machines, Japanese ones with lots of play, but they'd still sell so quickly. And I saw there was a gap in the market. No one was selling diggers that were decent quality for decent money, and that's how it started. So basically, the company started with this one, which is a B600 digger. And that was it. Within sort of 4 months of starting, Buffalo closed Oakland Tractors and Buffalo just took off. And that was the timeline, and that's where I got the money from to start Buffalo Machines. And yeah, and that's week 32 done. Thanks for watching. Drop a follow if you'd like to see the journey.